One of the things that we will be discussing about today and periodically throughout the year are safety rules for the science lab. These are rules that must be followed when doing an experiment. If for some reason you're not following the rules, you will sit back down and not participate in that experiment. Okay, number 1, students should not handle equipment before class begins. If we have something sitting out for the experiments, I do not want anybody touching them because you don't know what they are, and it could be harmful. Number 2, read and listen to all instructions before beginning an experiment. If you do not understand something, ask before we start. Okay? We will go through safety rules periodically before experiments. Number 3, it is unsafe to touch your face, your mouth, or eyes while working in the lab. If we are using any sort of chemical, we will be washing our hands at the end of the class period. We have 4 sinks in here, so we have plenty of space to wash hands. Number 4, no substance should be tasted. We will not be using anything in here that you will be able to eat. Rule 5, chemicals should never be mixed just to see what might happen. Okay? When I give you stuff, keep everything separately unless I say to mix a chemical. Number 6, safety glasses must be worn when using a flame or handling certain chemicals. This year, we will probably not be using safety glasses due to the fact that we don't want cross-contamination, so most of our experiments will not require it. Number 7, Rule 7, long hair should be pulled away from the face by a rubber band when using a flame. Also, any loosely fitting clothing can also be dangerous when doing an experiment. So just think about that when we say we're going to do an experiment tomorrow. It's a good idea to wear closed-toed shoes when doing experiments. Also, Rule 8, report all class injuries to the teacher regardless of how minor they may appear. If you get hurt, please come and tell one of us. We need to know. Number 9, use special care in handling hot objects. Know the proper first aid for burns. Again, we will not be using this much, but it's a good rule to know for later on. Rule 10, dispose of broken glass and matches in the special containers provided. If you break anything in here, a teacher or a custodian will clean up and we will move everybody away from that area, okay? You will not touch any cleanups. Rule 12, do not, this one is so important, do not move about the lab unnecessarily. This includes such dangerous acts as running, chasing, shoving, or any other activities. When you are doing an experiment, you keep your hands to yourself, and we do not run at all in here. Rule 13, know the location of the eye wash station and know how to operate it. We both have eye wash stations in our classrooms. They are behind our desk here. We will spray off your eyes if for some reason something gets into them. Rule 14, avoid the direct breathing of chemical fumes. Again, we will not be using this one as much, but if we give you an unknown substance, do not put it up to your nose to smell it because it could be dangerous. Rule 15, never remove any materials, equipment, or chemicals from the science lab. They are to stay in the science lab unless we tell you to take it home. And finally, Rule 16, no student will be dismissed from the class until all equipment and chemicals are returned to their proper place. Dismissal is done by the teacher, not the bell. So we will tell you when it's okay to go. We will make sure that we have the room in order before we leave the classroom. If you have any questions, please email one of us if you are a remote learner, or in class we will go through this and you can ask your questions. Thank you.